I thought I heard game music down here, so I thought perhaps it had already started. So I loaded up your Twitch channel. But you're currently hosting, Chris.
Yeah. And now we're kicking them off. Because we're on.
Okay. I'm going to go up and make sure that turn this light off again.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Actually, wait, does this game... I think this game might actually support a controller. I have not tested that yet. So... yes. Oh wait, I also didn't test the bridge. Would you test the bridge? You can just type something in Discord and that will test the bridge.
No, I guess there's anything.
Yes, bridge is working very good.
Good. To this on the Subnautica finale, it was not.
Hmm. Wait. That...
At least I think it wasn't. Maybe it's just really quiet.
Is the Subnautica finale already up on YouTube?
No.
Then where were you watching?
Vodsog.
They go that far back?
And not much further. I'm no longer able to access the Killer 7s.
Wait, Subnautica was way before Killer 7.
I'm in Aquaria.
Oh, okay.
I said the wrong thing. Michael one says streams up.
Thank you, Michael. So, good evening, Internet. It is 8:17 p.m. on Saturday, October 17th. Lots of 17s. 2020. Welcome to Stone of Graves.
Spooky pizza.
I'm your host, Mark Amsry, DJ Amstrack. That's Daniel. This is Remy. And tonight, we will be beginning White Knight. A stylized horror mystery game that looks really neat, and I really quite like the way the interface is done. Like, it's like even just the menu system is neat. And I have yet to test if it'll work with a controller. I know it came out on Xbox and PlayStation, so it should. But there's no telling whether the PC version actually does. Why is it not...
So expect some setup jank.
Wait a second.
When honestly we should probably go with keyboard to save time and then set up the controller afterwards.
Wait a second.
What?
Where's my controller adapter?
No, that like escaped somewhere when you were doing work on your computer?
Apparently.
Okay, we're absolutely gonna have to go with keyboard and mouse for tonight. And find that later.
It'll probably only take a minute. Because it couldn't have gone far.
Well, if it had gone far. Or every 7 years, wireless adapters have to go to some place to make.
At least I thought it couldn't have gone far. Where in the world?
I don't know. Do you think it's time to Sargasso Sea to mate?
What?
You know, like eels?
I can barely understand the words you're saying.
Do you think it swims to the Sargasso Sea to mate?
No. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it just fell. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if that was sufficient to make it
It's much closer to Sargasso Sea.
There we go. Okay. Controller, yeah. It's fine now. Everything's fine. Excuse me, Remy. Oh, wait, I need to actually have the keyboard to launch the game. Anyway, hit the light if you would, please. Let's go ahead and get this started.
Ow!
Good job.
Hit the light.
Yes, it works. I like how the how it reacts to my
Lack of sense finishing.
like the music reacts to my I'm failing at words. I can't think of words right now.
You're literally doing nothing, so the music isn't reacting to anything. What are you talking about? Oh, it does react a little bit when you move the cursor around.
Yes.
Your user interface traversal.
Remy, stop that. Now.
Ooh, knife options.
Enable inputs tank? What?
What?
I have no idea what that means. Like tank controls? Maybe?
Or like a big old buffer of inputs?
Oh, okay. Easy enough.
I'm remembering to time something.
Time to crate. Remy.
Oh, some sort of. Plug into.
Some nights are just pitch black, without stars, and without sleep. Dirty nights clinging to you like tar. Like this one night, back in 1938. Boston. The Great Depression tsunami was just sweeping over what was left of America. Misery, hunger, despair. Times are hard, they said. Times were worse than hard. And the bar was about to close. As far as I was concerned, this was just another intoxicated day drawing to an end. If only I knew.
No, Remy.
That moon's wrong.
Remy! Chapter 1, out of course.
A silver coin in the night sky flips over and over. It takes eternity to decide what'll be the best side to fall back on, but he won't tell now. No, it won't tell now. If we'll live, if we'll die tonight.
You should have stated that before.
Yeah.
Mark his way up, his down, and short his long.
The shock was still echoing in my bones as the image of that girl coming out of nowhere surged back in my mind. Did I hit her? Was she dead? I couldn't remember. Thoughts were spinning in my head. I hope I didn't run her over. I hope she's still alive. Then, the pain. The terrible pain on my side. And this question. Where am I?
box seems to be connected to the electric lighting of the street.
Need a tree in our room. Oh shoot, what if you hit a triad?
What was investigatable? No body, no blood. Where did the girl disappear?
That's the Daily News!
Who was that girl who crossed the road? I couldn't avoid her, but I never found her body. I couldn't get her desperate stare out of my mind. But I was wounded, and I needed help.
Why is this in the news? Why is it about this old?
Vesper Manor. Didn't ring a bell. My head was empty and painful.
Anglo-Saxon. Get some pussy, you can get some pussy.
I was trying to collect my thoughts, but the intense pain was scattering them like a bunch of dead birds. My fear of being wounded changed into an obsession. Was I about to die?
I was obsessed with being wounded. W plus S. Would have considered that romantic under other circumstances.
Fuck. Turtle tree.
Press X to look. This unknown symbol let out a powerful aura. Huh, okay. I can also turn the game down.
Where the mic volume has once again gone down a bunch for some reason. Down to 56 for no reason. Which was the problem you had during the first part of the Aquaria finale? Windows or XSplit or something just decided that the mic input needed to be nowhere near the mic's total volume.
Huh. Yeah, it did drop down a bit. I'm guessing Discord is to blame for that.
Hmm. And meanwhile, the game was devastatingly loud.
Okay, cool. Oof. Oh.
Unknown symbol with a powerful fart.
The darkness of the well spat a salty smell to my face. It's no good.
So that wells have been treated by ocean water, I see. Brackish and unpotable. On the plus side, the mansion is for sale.
For sale. This board looked as old as the house. The arm came from a marble structure. Can I pick it up?
No. Like one says a marble structure? Alright, you mean statue, yeah? It's got to be statue. I mean, there's one over there.
A bird table. You mean a bird bath?
No. It's a bird.
Margaret Vesper, born Vinter Cross.
Yeah, your sculpture. Why is your mom yelling? I can't hear any of it.
What? Yeah, I know. I could read the name Vesper on the mailbox, that name. No, ever since the commotion, my memory seemed like gone. This is... okay,
His thought patterns are damaged.
all of the names in the production credits were French. I feel I feel like this English dialogue was written by someone French. On the grave, the name Margaret Vesper seemed to challenge eternity itself. Who was she? The grave looked as daunting as a forgotten tomb. What a dire way of decorating a garden.
You could poop in it.
William Vesper. No date on the grave. The statue was staring at me with a white and hostile stare. The statue had been moved recently.
And the game went doom, ding, doom.
The bucket had not been used for a long time.
Jinkies, that sounds like a clue. Like one says, you found a sliding statue puzzle. Those crosses made of crosses are always silly. They look so fractal.
Henry Vesper, a relative of the landlord. B. Norman, this name coming from nowhere, was chilling.
Your mom proceeds to make a Doctor Who reference.
Oh?
Don't blink near the statue. I wonder how you can push things.
I don't think I can.
You're no hero, you're just a detective. Actually,
Oh,
I'm not
wait.
sure this guy is a detective. He might be a newsman. Oh! Oh! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do!
Twisted, but the dead probably kept burglars away.
I had the feeling I was about to desecrate a sanctuary, to open the door to a world I didn't belong to. But whoever lived in there, they would understand. I needed help. Anyone would understand that.
Has he not tried knocking on the front door yet?
I couldn't help but think about that statue's broken arm. Someone had obviously moved it recently, but I couldn't help thinking it was some kind of desecration.
Like one says, you have desecrated one grave. Ooh, there's a counter. Fetch me my headstone toppling club. Five.
Couldn't see a thing. The window was watching over a tomb. There was still some golden liquid inside the glass.
That ain't booze.
Gross. No use. That lamp had seen better days.
What about nights? Ooh, paper.
Letter from Martha Kenton to William Vesper. Under normal circumstances, I would have never tried to contact you. I am an honest woman. I have supported my husband since the blessed day of our wedding, from which 2 beautiful children were born. I have given them the best education I could, but today I cannot afford to raise them properly anymore. We are ruined. My husband's employer went bankrupt. He is traveling from town to town trying to find a job, while I have to beg for food every single day. My 4-year-old son has a bad cough, which is getting worse, and I fear for his life. Nowadays, we can see children die in the streets. Is this still America? I beg of you who are rich, only a few dollars would be enough. We could work for you. We live in the shack under the Best Oil sign at the entrance of the slum by the Graham slaughterhouses. Don't hesitate to come. Martha Kenton.
Your mom says, she's the Venus de Milo. Her arms are supposed to be broken.
Someone was here recently.
You can tell from the butt marks on the chair. Who's got numbers? What are you doing? Opening the door. Well, I guess he's drunk and entered, so...
He's drunk?
Yeah, he was driving drunk, remember?
Getting somewhere safe. That's all
It was
that
just
mattered.
the end of a...
As the
another
doors opened,
intoxicated day.
the men
Yeah,
seemed
okay.
to react to my presence. There was a smell, like a cornered animal. The smell of fear. And yet, I entered the place because I had no choice.
You keep saying you had no
I was
choice.
praying to find a phone or some help.
There may have been choices.
I didn't even bother wondering what happened to prayers when they reached the wrong door.
What?
Like one says cutscene, Vance de Milo of giant robot arms goes on rampage. Aw man, someone tracked blood all over the house. Again. Telephone. Old telephone.
Hello? Hello? I need an ambulance. Can you hear me? I need help.
What had happened? This cold, the darkness around me. I was usually not afraid of the dark. But there,
Submitted for the approval
On
of the
that
Midnight
day.
Society.
I remembered I had a matchbox somewhere in my jacket. The light of match was growing with every new chill running down my spine.
And that smell. I farted again. Smoke and mirrors.
answered. I couldn't forget that sound.
Like one says voiceover, someone's tracked Hershey's chocolate syrup all over this black and white house.
I was hoping to find more, but I had to make do with what I had.
Yeah, more matches.
Some African mask, a wooden face without a soul. A peaceful landscape, the kind of place I would have loved to be. I would have loved to be a landscape.
Is there a shovel in this house?
Shovel was covered with fresh soil. I couldn't open it. It was no use.
Take this.
A hat. A man was living there.
The hat was living here.
The boots had been used very recently. Whoever lived here had a special taste for alcohol.
Ow, my fingers!
Locked. No matter. I needed help and it was in there.
Like one says, it looks like blood on black and white film and was used in Psycho for the famous shower scene.
This mountain landscape couldn't soothe me. Ah. A lamp. Encyclopedias. The edge was hardly readable.
A basketball hoop? But that game hadn't been invented yet.
That...
Wait, that's a chandelier.
yes.
Hold on, I gotta slam dunk the chandelier. Shattering
Rattle,
sounds.
clang.
Ow, the rim cut my arm.
Without light, no way.
I think that we've seen neither a crate nor a barrel yet.
Yeah.
Goddamn door. Too heavy for me to breach it. Especially with my bad leg.
Use your good one. Also, why is the floor screaming? The floor is screaming. It's disturbing to look upon.
Hang the phone back up.
Why did the person who answered get scared? Like, no. What, did you just recognize the number that dialed, or what's going on here?
This is 1938. They didn't have caller ID. The armchair looked comfy. I could get some rest and save my progress.
Well, the operator couldn't tell that they'd been called by 3?
Whoever that was, it currently didn't ring a bell.
Woo! Full up on messages.
Yep. Vesper. The landlords for sure, but not a very smiling couple. Nothing special about that wardrobe. The crucifix was not comforting at all. Library. Mama.
Look!
Margaret's Diary, Excerpt 12, August 28th, 1911. William is 7 today. He is with Henry, running after the servants in the garden, dressed up like monsters from space. Games, always games. The mansion is all upside down, and their yells gave me an awful headache. I'm now cloistered in the office, unable to even pray. Henry's fantasies keep William away from his great destiny. I have to bring him back to me, as this will be my only chance to make a man out of him, to make him embrace the Vintercross legacy, to show him the way. Henry is a dreamer, and he has no ambition whatsoever. He can't teach him anything. Behind every great man there is a great woman. Nonsense. Women should be on the front line. This is where the opposite brought us. I have no illusion about how little power the world is leaving in the hands of women, but William is young. He is the future. I will act through him. And may night finally fall upon this house. May William stop running after deceiving lights to find the place he deserves in this world. Boy with religious dress. A house full of old traditions. Seeing the woman with the church candle, I was wondering where God was. A box full of old science books.
Where's your deity now?
The garden looked like it was sleeping in the darkness. Where is your other God?
Selena Knight, Smoking Mirrors Jazz. We look up to the moon and be like,
Are you there?
Jazz? Like one says, Monsters from Space in 1911? Huh.
Yeah, that seemed kind of odd to me, too.
Oh good, you regained the ability to run.
Was it the glow of the accident I was seeing there?
No, I think it's the glow of the accident.
Who was it? Or what was it? In my world, women didn't glow like the moon. And they didn't walk through doors either.
They didn't use doors?
I was more badly wounded than I thought.
No, you just walked into a haunted-ass mansion and a ghost needs your help.
A radium girl needs your help. The time came when we stopped counting. We stopped counting how many companies closed in the past 9 years, how many unemployed and families ended up in the streets, forced to live in slums around our cities. We stopped counting all the commodities wasted because nobody could buy them, thrown to the sea or burnt. We stopped counting how many of our business partners fell with us. It was 9 years ago, on October 29th, 1929. Born from the sick and speculative belly of America, the crash would throw the world into the storm and darkness. We are still here, but we lost faith. And we stopped counting, because these were just figures. Because today, they make us feel nauseous. Dawn seemed far at that time, and today, some think they can see the sunrise. They seem to forget night and darkness are always out there somewhere.
And unfortunately, the sun won't rise for a while. For stupid reasons, it will take a storm of blood and iron to do that.
Boy, they sure liked photographing question marks.
Just like the oldest one there is like this glass to wear type of a big old marble question mark sculpture.
August 21st, 1911.
Boop.
Suffocating in its useless illuminations and frills, the mansion doesn't have the greatness befitting a fortune like the Vespers. It's the work of a degenerate romantic. It's like a stain in this century. I ordered the flower beds on the east side of the garden to be removed. They made moving around complicated, and in summer their scent was unbearable. I didn't talk about it to Henry, and he was quite upset. For the first time, I think I saw something like rage in his eyes. For a few seconds, he did look like a man, and then he shut himself back in his melancholy and played the piano all afternoon. His jazz again, this stupid music which reeks of debauchery and misery. I don't think I like her very much.
I suppose the blues reeks of misery? I think that's what the blues do?
Wait.
let people
There.
express misfortune and such. Where in the blazes did that thing go? Oh, it was next to my butt. Okay.
Oops, wrong button. The small statue of a lunar goddess that stood in the parlor felt like a comforting presence. I saw a surreal woman crossing the doors like plumes of smoke. Her out-of-this-world beauty was extraordinary. Was it my imagination? Was she the girl on the road? That would explain why there was no body. It seemed someone had been busy in the garden lately. The mud was still fresh. Once inside the house, I tried to use the phone to call for help, but the answer was scrambled and unintelligible. Who was it? A chill went down my spine. The entrance door locked itself behind me. The glass was still moist, and the chair was overlooking the garden. Someone was there very recently. If that person were to come back, my wound would be the only acceptable reason for breaking in.
It's not breaking in when the door was unlocked. You just walked in.
What? No, the door was locked. He unlocked it. Remember, I found the key in the garden.
Oh. I'm amazed he didn't try knocking. I'm guessing if you don't get the key yet and go up, he tries to knock and no one answers. Door icon. Camera?
Photos. A great day for both our families.
Why his face has been blotted out. Oh dear.
Note to self, Mother's shadows. Mother's shadows will never go away. I understand it now. Calling them ghosts would still be too noble. It is a filth that strives in the dark like flies on manure. As long as I am alive, they will never go away. Excerpt 19. And this is good old Boston, the home of the bean and the cod, where the Lowells talk only to Cabots, and the Cabots talk only to God. A Boston Toast by John Collins Bossidy, Boston Brahmins Anthem.
What was that?
I'm not sure. Cousins, uncles, their faces all shared the same concern.
Oh, unfriendly ghost.
What?
Okay, so that would be Margaret Shade, I'm guessing. She's an angry and unpleasant ghost. Whereas the other glowy ghost girl is someone younger. And apparently in need of assistance. Michael one says blink. What? Yeah, Margaret's definitely an unpleasant creature. If I had to guess, Mother's Shade is in reference to Henry or William or someone.
Who could hang the picture of a headless woman on the wall? In the eyes of the old man, you could see wisdom and sadness. And yes, that. The photographs.
Yeah, there appears to be a bloody handprint somewhere down the hall, and the ghost was between you and it. And it approached.
There was barely any humanity left in that man's stare. Somehow that stare turned into arse when I looked at it at first.
Barely any humanity left
Left
in
in
that
that
man's
man's
arse. Couple more deaths and he would have turned hollow for sure.
This portrait of a woman had been cut with a knife. A harbor, empty boats on water. An appointment with destiny, one. For too many of us, the political equality we once had won was meaningless in the face of economic inequality. A small group had concentrated into their own hands an almost complete control over other people's property, other people's money, other people's labor, other people's lives. For too many of us, life was no longer free, liberty no longer real. Men could no longer follow the pursuit of happiness. Against economic tyranny such as this, the American citizen could appeal only to the organized power of government. The collapse of 1929 showed up the despotism for what it was. The election of 1932 was the people's mandate to end it. Under that mandate, it is being ended.
Michael One says, this portrait has been experimentally verified to not be cake.
Armchairs. I'm so tired. Father ordered several leather club chairs from McQuincy Craftsman. They're perfect. It is one of the few places where I can rest and think. Margaret wouldn't touch them, and I have no idea why. Maybe because they are marked with a sun which made her blind. I don't know. I'm just happy they are here. Thank you, Father.
Yeah, so we have like sun and moon archetypes happening. Interesting.
Sheet music was taken away from that glass case. The box lid was displaying an esoteric symbol.
Venus.
Small opening for a key, which I did not have.
You know, unnamed broken protagonist, there's a name for that. It's called a keyhole. Or a keyway.
The globe was covered with scribbling. The windows had no handle, a very unhelpful peculiarity. The gramophone could only play Silent Dust.
I decided to accept her presence. After all, from all those weird things I had seen that night, she was the only one who hadn't tried to kill me.
Don't you just hate it when you slam your car into a tree trying to not run over a ghost?
From Selena to William, excerpt number 1. Dearest William, you wanted to know more about me. Last time I didn't tell you everything. This letter will make up for this. When I arrive in California in 1930, I am only 18. This is a marvelous place, and the weather is so nice. I spend hours on the beach, astonished to see how brown my Norwegian skin can become. In the evening, I hang near the jazz clubs. In the afternoon, I watch people play on the beach, humming the tunes I heard the night before. Sometimes I try to sing louder than the waves. That's a good exercise. My English is quickly improving, thanks to the American songs I already knew in Oslo. At that time, I am barely aware of the social misery that is devouring your country. I am young, I want to be beautiful, to meet people my age, and to sing. In Los Angeles, at the Spice Club, I meet the members of a jazz band. They are talented and funny. We play all night, I forget about the hour and about my parents. They even called the police. At the end of the night, the musicians tell me they are looking for a singer, and that they want me. I can hardly believe it. Have you ever felt that you finally belonged somewhere? It feels fantastic. Was it the moon standing alone in the middle of everything?
This thing looked like it was reaching out from some fairy tale. The kind of stories in which kids get devoured by some witch in a dark forest. Was it real? Delusion or not, I tried not to think about it. Only a madman can think mad things.
April 2nd, 1914. Spring came, and the blooming flowers are the source of unbearable allergies. The shadow of Henry and his ancestors is haunting the mansion. The place is mine now, and I am busy trying to give it a suitable appearance. William won't like it, but so be it. He has to learn that the power to change things has to be earned. I'm still his mother. He doesn't seem to understand what it meant to be a Boston Brahmin. It was only when I grew older that I really understood what it meant. I tried picking the best words, savoring their meaning today, teaching him the part his ancestor John Venter, who arrived in Boston in 1710, had played in the building of the city, the duty on the shoulders of New England Protestant elite. I ended with these words: "We are the past and the future of this city, William." He shrugged and went to play the piano. There was way too much of his father in this child. More photos. My only family after Father's death. Their voices, their footsteps, their lives. I miss them all. Okay, that's where I came in. There. July 3rd, 1929. I watched them from behind the vapors of my whiskey, drunk men and women who bark at each other like animals. They grab and bite each other in a preposterous parade that seems to arouse them. I am outraged, and yet I am jealous of their foolishness, their ability to just forget everything in this game. Then there's the lovers, leaning and whispering to each other amidst that chaos, confident that their words would find their way to the mind of their significant other. I dream of being in his place, drinking in her words. What could she say to me? What would I answer? Would I tell her I love her? Maybe I wouldn't say a word. Maybe I would hit her. I could be her son. I could be the son of all women. What?
Bill, I think you've had enough whiskey. So the sun had made Margaret blind somehow, huh? Strange.
Oh, so that's that door open. Okay.
And Selena is obviously the ghost we keep encountering after living us. It's probably related to the moon theme things around.
A high heel shoe. Maybe its owner was still around here.
Oh, her again.
May 11th, 1928. It has been a year already since Sarah died of pneumonia. a few months after Winterstone became disabled following his heart attack. They were my only friends. Today the house is empty, like every day, filled only with my own echoes and these things I don't want to hear anymore. I miss Father so much. I still see him playing by my side. I see him putting his hands on the piano keys, humming as he was playing music. I think about leaving, but then I wonder, what would that change anyway? Night is everywhere. She would find me. First, I have to make my big plan come true and learn how to live again. I listen to Jack Hilton's Wonderful You, and I realize I've never had anyone to play with. This is what I need. Some company. A companion. The city is so close. I guess it is time to leave. They have electricity and light there. W. Vesper. He had the stare of a broken man, a lost soul. It looked broken and dangerous.
Yoink.
The fire could be an ally, but I needed to find some wood. And wow, my brain ran those together, and I saw the fire could be anally. The menu for the dinner seems to be a good 20 years late. Note to self, kitchen key. My dear friend, for the lack of sleep erodes your sanity as well as your memory, I hereby decide to put the kitchen key in this book of recipes Father loved so much. It is in the library and won't move from there, which will prevent you from having to make extra keys again. Please start by trying not to lose this note. Your devoted servant, yourself, William.
Okay, talking to yourself is one thing. Writing letters to yourself is just getting silly.
A log. A good start if I wanted to start a fire.
You've acquired one log.
It's big. It's heavy.
Wood.
I needed more wood to get the fire really roaring.
You'll need to find some sheep.
Oh, come on. It would do the trick, but for how long? Touching that disc was warm and comforting. I felt an urge to listen to it. In September 1934, during a concert at the Red Bait, we meet Jim Ertziger, a producer whose label, Two Roads, is becoming prominent. After the show, he tells me I have a marvelous voice and that my Norwegian accent brings something unique to our African-American jazz music, that it is enough to get the attention of amateurs and curious listeners. I have to admit Norwegian jazz singers are not that many, but I can't really believe he would hire us. But he does. He suggests we name the band Selena and the Frozen Sons. I am to be paid for singing. Everything looks so simple. Dad used to say that anything can grow in California. I feel like a flower finding its way through the snow. But my parents are not happy for me. I think they are homesick. But I am 22, life is an adventure, and I don't know much about life. I know nothing of pain, for example. Everything changes. Lipstick, crucifix, astronomy books, such treasure.
Westeros Stick, Crucibooks, Lipifix.
Lipifix? That sounds like it does something to fat.
You do?
What? Why did that happen?
Is that a big old microphone, dude?
Uh-huh. Dang. There was a phonograph somewhere.
It was. It played Old Dust. Is that it over there?
No, that is the locked box.
Oh, there's a globe I'm seeing.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
It takes eternity to decide what'll be the best side to fall back on, but he won't tell now. No, he won't tell now.
It was her. That girl from the jazz record. Selena Sandvik. The key she left me was an invitation. Was she trying to help me? Or was I heading towards even more troubles? I had to focus. Surviving is a full-time job. Not the kind of job you can afford to lose.
Secrets. Yeah, he does not like the old lady ghost. Probably because it's definitely Margaret, who is definitely not nice.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why did it start you down the most recent instead of, like, up at the,
I don't
the
know.
oldest one you hadn't read yet?
Beer!
You may love it or you may hate it, or you may have never drunk a beer. Did
Did-
you know that the cost of the all-new Jobs and Civilian Conservation Corps program come from Roosevelt's New Deal? Bet Farmer Roosevelt's new bill could be covered by just by taxes on beer over $328 million. Taxes on beer amount to almost $1 million per day. Beer means over 1 million jobs for you, your neighbors, or your friends. Beer producers know they offer well-being, but they also want beer to be safe for everyone. Enjoy it with moderation. In the future, yours like ours will always be prosperous. Beer is your product, and it's your future. Beer! Beer brand beer.
It's beer. Hooray, beer. What was that, Red Stripe, I think? Yeah. Okay, I guess it's on the other side of the table. There.
There it is. I like how our silly ass protagonist doesn't seem to remember that the ghost wants his help. What can you expect of a single-celled organism?
Okay, so it's not that key. Itches.
This key appears to be associated with the moon. That thing clearly needs something associated with Venus. Ah!
What?
The floor has googly eyes and is
Oh,
screaming.
that again.
That's hilarious.
The way you went, just made me think of the,
What's all the sparking?
that's the light switch. It's, not very electrically safe.
Looks like an invitation to get the crap zapped out of yourself.
Zap crap. Zap crap again.
Out of my head, I was about to say that.
I wonder if I switch off this light, can I go turn on that other one that it was saying was unsafe? Like, is it an electrical load kind of situation? Or is it just that one light was...
Absolutely not, because you'd be making even more energy available to the malfunction. But, who knows? Gameplay.
No. Nope. Okay. Alright, that one's blocked.
What's real fun is when you try to turn a light on, it doesn't do anything. You turn another light off, then you try to turn the light on again, and it explodes.
It wasn't the right key. Oh yeah, the menu.
Showering you with glass and garbage and rust.
Gas and garbage and glust.
That sounds like a horrible portmanteau of goat lust or something.
Gross.
Deeply.
Maybe the library? Mama?
That looks so zappy. What?
Yeah, that's the one that I turned off just a bit ago. Why don't I have more room in my pockets? There we go.
What's this got in his pockets? Like, you're wearing a trench coat. You gotta be, like, loaded in pockets.
Yeah. Damn house. current crisis is a sickness born from capitalism, from speculation like a blind madness forged in three sins. Greed, the wealth of the Great War, was jealously kept since 1918 in the safes of those who were wealthy already and didn't benefit the economy or the people. Lack of experience, a weak economic balance was shattered to pieces by the restrictive policies of the Federal Reserve, still too young and unwilling to take bold actions. Fear. By refusing to supply money to the banks in order to encourage spending, the Fed actually was at the origin of the credit crunch, which pushed people to withdraw their money from the banks and in the end brought the whole system to its knees. The bleeding would cause the system to fail, the crash to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen. It could have been avoided if someone had enough courage to face the few men who were ransacking America. The people should ask Mr. Hoover where he was when water started flooding the ship. Rotten material again. I had to find the source of that problem. Something sharp caused that split. I needed the same tool. A strange, nostalgic feeling caught me as I watched that stare.
What rotten material? What's he talking about?
There's a lamp on there that's failing to turn on, but I think that must just be a weird translation issue. Madman, or December 26th, 1929. Madman, lunatic, loser. She just loves insulting me. I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. That darkness is suffocating. Luna won't show up, despite my prayers, and even if I played the piano for her so much that it hurt, my stock of candles is decreasing quickly. I tried to keep myself busy by checking the accounts of the company. My acquisitions in Europe have dug massive holes in the accounts. I only light 1 candle at a time, and the electrical wiring is so worn out that it trips every other time. And so I have to endure the confused sound of her insults, even with wax to shut my ears. Cursed mother, cursed daughters. Are they my sisters? To what extent is that evil anchored inside my body? Maya drawings, probably. The owner had some real education. Oh dear.
Oh, that ghost. Nope.
Note to self, the shadows avoid the electric light. Tonight, one of Mother's shadows caught me as I was walking inside the library. That same day, I had someone fix the electrical wiring, which had been out of service for years. In panic, I switched on the light. The shadow vanished in a scream. Electric light kills them.
Noted. Where's the library switch? Is that it?
Yeah.
That light's not working.
The body of a 40-year-old man was found yesterday morning in the Burns industrial area. According to the police, the death is the result of severe malnutrition coupled with massive alcohol ingestion. He is the 4th person to be found dead as a result of starvation this week in the neighborhood, where many factories have closed and the unemployment rate reaches 60%. The authorities seem unable to face the malnutrition and alcoholism issues, and the community itself can't take over from the official institutions to face the crisis. The government doesn't seem to have the power to save its own citizens. Or maybe it doesn't want to. I need more to drink. I shall be right back.
After these messages. Yeah? Big ol' kitty on. And now the laser show.
Kick bars.
Brad is not feeling especially playful at present. She cared enough to watch it. But no further.
Margaret's Diary, Excerpt 2, December 12th, 1895. I want him to stop. God, is he still my father? I wish things would be like they were before, going to the fair, to the races. When he told me the names of the horses he knew so well. When he let me bet, then laughed at me because I lost. I want him to tell me more about our family, about Kenneth's cross bravery, when he fought the English soldiers during the Tea Party, about Uncle Hardy, the captain of a Union warship fighting slavery, about the senator and poet Douglas Venter, about Tom Kinstown, member of the American Academy in Sciences. All great men, knights, intellectuals, glorious members of the Venter Cross family. But what will people say about Dad? Clearly wasn't art, just the fantasy of a murderer. Although disturbing, the knife had a role to play in that tragedy. Can I take the knife?
Get a knife flask?
Note to self, she's suing me. Her voice is harassing me. Blaming me and insulting me because I was not the heir she wanted so much. Margaret is even more harmful in death, and because I am her son, she has always possessed the keys to my mind. I am desperate. How am I supposed to keep a dead person at bay?
How's she suing you?
Must be a different meaning? Like a really weird, uncommonly used definition. Maria Irina Virginia. That went too quick for me to see.
Geometric or some thing that he needs.
This is an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still pretty lost, but
You're not alone.
and Margaret has a lot of Ayn Rand in her. It sounds like.
Now, what's the daily trope of that painting you just looked at? I saw the symbols of the elements on it.
Yeah, it
Okay, so Virginia has been stabbed in her left eye.
Yep. All three of them have been stabbed in the face.
Do-do-do-do.
That was the first one that we saw, and Maria is the one who still has the knife in her face. June 18th, 1932. In alchemy, the second of 4 cycles leading to the incarnation of the mind in the great work, the Philosopher's Stone, is called white work, albedo leucosis. During this phase, the alchemist cleans the matter he has been dissolving and charring for years in a renewed cycle with water he has distilled 3 times. This is the time of the moon and the purification of matter by femininity. The water the alchemists obtained is called alkahest, the universal solvent, the elixir of longevity that puts an end to the little work. Despite my research, I have not been able to acquire a genuine alkahest. This could be the ultimate cure, the elixir that would save my life. I don't give a damn about eternity, I just want peace. I have bought some materials. Tonight I will begin my journey towards the great work. I hope to reach the albedo, but this path is very long and very dark. These shapes give me a headache, he said.
Oh, for the love of... The camera won't look at them long enough to catch any... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll show you.
December 18th, 1895. It's 4 a.m. and I can't get to sleep. Father is still yelling in his room. Since his delivery company closed, his debts are getting worse and worse, and so are his anxiety attacks. At night, he almost sounds like a beast. They say something in his blood drove him crazy. They say it runs in the family, it's linked to the kids. I don't understand. Mother doesn't want to explain. Sarah doesn't either. I could get whipped, she says. We don't talk about these things in your house. I threatened to hit her. I yelled at her, but she didn't tell me anything. They are treating me like a child. I'm 15. I'm a Venter Cross, a Boston Brahmin. I have a right to know when it comes to my family. My leg was hurting. It was better not to finish it off. And back there is where that ghost was, so, let's see if I can approach from the other side.
You plugged something in. Hello? Nope. Nope.
Aw, come on.
I think you have to, like, bait the ghost with the light off and then turn around to take him out. They probably aren't fool enough to run into something that'll destroy them. Oh! You can wiggle it. What if you can hit...
No, that's as far as I can turn it.
Ah, get the lock.
And I can't turn it back off now.
What about the activate button that was available?
That I was hitting that a lot. It did nothing.
Bring us, Scary Ghost.
Dang it!
Shoot. Didn't work. You just gotta take more chicks. Nice.
The skull cracked under the blade. I wanted to vomit. Electricity had become a very good friend, which became rare. Landlord had crates full of books delivered to him. Oh, yeah, it's a crate.
Woo! An hour 18 in for the first crate.
Nice. Tahitian raw fish. Gross.
Sushi.
Dice the fish and the shrimps into half-inch cubes. Do.
Lime and coconut milk and shallots and carrots and a diced tomato. Present on a bed of green salad and grated carrots.
Potea du saucisses.
Sausage and cabbage? Yeah, it works well together.
Yeah.
White cabbage, some carrots. You don't even mention the potato. And tomatoes. Okay, you're just going nutsy. An onion, a clove. Several types of, or 2 types of sausage.
Or one big death sausage. I don't think that's what that means, but...
Blanche. And that 4th thing's a fruit. What's a steam skillet?
I don't know. Also, 15 minutes in boiling water is way too long to blanch it.
Diced into big cube.
Big cube.
They're in the pocket of big cube. Doody 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 doody. Beef bourgeoisie.
Bourguignon.
2 pounds of praised steak. Unsmoked streaky bacon. 20 fluid ounces of red wine. 2 onions, an unspecified amount of garlic. All of the garlic. Flour from the plains. Unidentified herbs. Again, it's a steam skillet. Let it brown a little. 20 ounces of wine will definitely cover the meat. I think steam will start coming out long before 60 minutes.
I think it's saying after steam starts coming out, 60 minutes from that point.
Oh, okay. Slow cooking that, jeez.
Soca niçoise.
2 glasses of water. How much is that? Very hot with them. Ah, the recipe was key.
I was holding the key tightly, praying that it would be useful. So that's the kitchen key, right?
Probably. You've got a knife. You've got a knife. Let's have something good. Stab in the face with a freaking knife. Wham. Clearly a third knife is necessary. I need to put a knife in each hole because it's some sort of weird locking mechanism.
Mm-hmm. But where is the last knife? Maybe it's in the kitchen. The kitchen is a good place for a knife. Something's in the kitchen, I know. Note to self, the shadows move. Mother, or should I say what is left of her, seems to evolve over time. First she was very static, as if trapped in her own nightmare. Now she's moving around the house as she used to when she was blind, shortly before she died. Margaret is waiting behind the doors, where she is standing in obscene and twisted postures, inherited from her insane mind. I cannot move without fearing her claws.
Speaking of which, this way it goes.
Are you coming?
What if you can turn that lamp off and use it to get her? Did I clear that doorway, I wonder?
Probably not. Oop. Okay, well the match went out, so I can go ahead and do this at least. Do it. Don't think, said the voice in my head. Stick it.
I think she even follows you into this room.
She does a little bit, but
It's a rude ghost.
she's a ghost. Right. Oh, hey.
Moon. Knife.
Right, right.
Sounds like the shadows know when you're in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
It's having this pounding sound like they're approaching.
Yeah. Oh dear.
There's one there, but you know I'm gonna give it. On the plus side, I believe we found out that they're blind.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, this room got all torn up. And of course, there are plenty of matches in the kitchen. Can I close the door back?
No. Is there something sticking out of that drawer?
I can close it back, but only from this side. Weird. There's a spoon. There's a lot of matches. Makes sense that there'd be a lot of matches in the kitchen. In a pan, some indistinct shape was still warm. That piece of meat could have come from anything or anyone. There's a knife. The dagger was used to carve Selena before it was forcibly stuck. I would need to use both hands, which means that I'm going to need to find a light.
It's cold?
I was prisoner inside the belly of a beast, a black and starving beast. It's cold.
Light switch.
Oh, hey. Well, that one first. The fridge was still working. Huh.
Ew.
Gross. Matchboxes. I placed matchboxes all around the house in case the electrical wiring breaks down. It really is the last thing I wish would happen. So we've noticed. Once a meal, now an offering to flies. Why can't I open the fridge?
Would you really want to?
I'm not sure.
It's living in the fridge. You can't stop the mold from growing.
It's living in the fridge.
Don't know what it is at all.
It's living in the fridge.
You can't stop the mold. You can't stop the mold. Corridor activated.
It's boarded up.
It is. Hey, mister, you gotta eat that spoon?
Oh, that's a dead end now.
So this no count as corridor.
Well, this isn't the corridor.
Oh, fireplace.
Yeah, but those are already the... I already lit and burned the logs. What?
It looks like that ghost there makes this place a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that door is marked with the sign of Venus. Interesting. Oh boy.
She's in that corner now. Or she's also right there. Vesper Inc. Vesper's Legacy, a gift from the past, elected Best Company of the Year. Well, things are a lot more wrecked around here than they were just a short while ago.
Angry ghosts. Dad.
Just a picture, I thought, and I stuck the blade. The mechanical clicking sounded like a relief to my soul.
Oh. A classic. Creaky deaky. M.
This map of the ground floor would probably be helpful. These sketches of naked bodies were drawn nervously, like in urgency. That's a ghost.
The press clippings were all referring to the Black Lake Wolf, some serial killer going after women in the area.
Oh dear.
So that's a lamp.
The victims were all women from the lower classes, already bled dry by the depression. Who could be collecting these kinds of clippings?
The serial killer that murdered them.
Yeah, obviously.
See? Well,
Something
that's
was...
still Selena.
Yeah. William's first record, Debussy's Clair de Lune. That woman looked terrified, a feeling I knew all too well. Selena Sandvik again. The owner had an obsession with the singer. From Selena to William, excerpt number 3. We spend the summer of 1935 partying. Jim is constantly introducing us to new people. It is his job as a producer, he says. He pays for everything. He always makes me drink too much, arguing that Scandinavian girls can drink. Well, I can't, but I love alcohol. I enjoy whiskey, and I often end up drunk. We play one concert after the other all along the coast. At the end of the show, people come to see me, offer me flowers, tell me they wouldn't miss any of my performances for any reason. It's hard to believe, but I feel I am changing already. My eyes are getting used to the spotlights, I feel more comfortable on stage, and I learn how to seduce the audience, how to seduce men as well. They like me, they think I'm beautiful, and I take advantage of it. We rehearse at Gatz's. He is our drummer. As he has a spare room, I end up living there for good. My parents tried to stop me, but I am growing up and there is nothing they could do. I believe they figured how all this would end. Lots of crates in here. For over a year, Boston has witnessed a number of troubling disappearances. There are now 13 cases of missing women unsolved, despite multiple searches by the police and community. The women are from the lower socioeconomic stratum of society, aged 20 to 50. 8 of them were notorious prostitutes from the red light districts of Jamesport, Livingston, Black Lake, Crescent Bay, and Tardy, where most women were abducted. The rate of these disappearances has escalated in the last couple of months, with almost 1 abduction per week. Human trafficking? Murders? The police are definitely following a criminal lead, and they encourage women to be very careful. Yet a growing rumor is accusing the law enforcement agencies to tread lightly. To tread too lightly, considering that it is, according to them, the work of one or multiple urban predators. February 20th, 1932. As I came home from the smoke and mirrors, her voice kept clinging to my soul. That girl is fantastic. She introduced herself under the name Selena. She has just arrived in town, it seems. Her voice holds a melancholy that sounds very familiar. She is like a moonbeam, skimming you like a cold wind from the north. In a few minutes, even the most intoxicated of the drunkards were sitting in front of the stage, some on their knees. They were crying. You can see she is young, but her voice isn't. It has the wisdom of many lives. She has rekindled a flame that faded a long time ago. My soul was cleansed by her song, as if the alchemist threw distilled water on the ashes of my unfinished work. It reminded me of an old friend, very close yet very far, except she never goes down to earth. Switch didn't do anything. The wire was probably unplugged. Oh, it leads right there. Okay, so where is the other end of this wire? Leads over this way and through this door. Oh, good.
Which amazingly doesn't have an evil ghost behind it.
Amazing. That wardrobe was moved a few times. Not a coincidence.
Nice. The boarded up room behind the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. That place felt besieged. Here's that room. There. Felt like a child worshipping light after he had a nightmare. A wooden African statue. A man or a god?
Little paper on the ground. We're small.
Dear Irina, we have decided to accept your proposal to come take a picture of our family. We know nothing about art, but I believe showing what is happening today in the heart of America is the right thing to do. You will see our flat is awfully tiny and dark. We miss our house, and the children often ask when we'll go back home. They still can't believe a bank could steal their house. Yesterday they told me, what do they need it for? Don't they have a house of their own already? When you have no answer to counter a child's logic, it means things have gone really bad. In any case, they know you are coming and are very excited about it. We'll be waiting for you. You know our address in Black Lake. See you soon. Marilyn Campbell. Okay, well. There's the other shoe. Whatever the picture, it will always look back at you. That light bulb had nothing to do here. Where was its stand? I know where its stand is.
This looks like the work of an enemy stand.
An enemy lamp.
So the serial killer was posing as Irina, or maybe was Irina?
Can I move the wardrobe?
Do 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 do.
Zap.
Ouchers.
Smoke and mirrors. What was it? Some club? Oh no, something here was definitely wrong.
Oops, I probably need to like save his life.
Yeah. I realized that when the controller started to vibrate.
Oh, I don't know how it saves. Oh. I guess playtesters got killed here frequently. I think I can use some thick bars myself. Except a little bit.
That letter would be useful, I just didn't know how. I know how.
Triple berry bar?
Oh, thank you. It didn't make sense. Was it real or was I going to wake up?
Sex.
Who am I?
Nope. No.
Ow.
Today's production brought to you by the letters E, L, and A. Ale.
E. Light bulb. L. A. Bloody scissors.
You don't want to see that.
No.
For an instant, I thought I was lying in a bar. That Selena was just a dream born from a whiskey bottle. But no whiskey would send you this kind of angel. She was watching over me.
She's all like, spell my name!
Bastion.
Booch.
Bastion. I know you were going for a different say my name there, but...
The light bulb was decorated with tiny craters that look like the moon. Neat. Why did it whisper creepily?
What? That was the ghost disappearing.
Oh, there's a ghost hanging out of there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These photos.
So I'm trying to figure out if,
Figure out if...
William, tormented by the ghost of his mom, is the serial killer and someone else.
That does seem like a reasonable guess at this point. And I need more to drink.
He's certainly been tortured by the women in his life.
Mm-hmm.
If he's gone sufficiently insane, he may be lashing out at them, women in general or something. Which is terrifying.
And there is the implication that insanity runs in his family.
I wouldn't say this. It's more of an explication. Someone up and says that.
Yeah.
Big old bread is not a common sickness vector.
Please do not worry. Robert's salary was cut by 50%, but he should be able to keep his job. That's how it goes with the crisis, even if it means we have to live with 20 to 25 bucks a week. I try to barter, and I do a few things here and there in exchange for food. To avoid wasting gas, I cook several meals at a time. I collect used clothes and stitch them back into shape, and of course, I only buy bread when it's 1 day old. At least when the bread is hard, the boys don't gobble it up in no time. But we're lucky, neither of them got sick. Winter is coming, though. Last week we went to the cinema with Paul, and we saw The Blue Angel with Marlena Dietrich. What a woman. Here are $5. That's the best I can do right now, but we'll soon be with you. Take care of yourself. Beth Rogers. I have a knife.
The moon looks like a knife. The knife looks like the moon. Moon knife!
Enough to keep curious eyes away.
He certainly has an obsession with the moon, and Selena, unluckily for her, is named Moon.
Uh-huh. Moon, moon.
Hello, spam bot.
Oh no, a spam bot.
1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 5. Want to become famous? Buy useless garbage on bigfollows.com. Bigfollows.com.
Well,
Yeah.
you delete it from
Hook.ru.
you delete it from Twitch, I'll delete it from Discord.
I don't actually see it.
No.
Also, the robot popped in, said it, and disappeared.
Well, great.
One user in chat is amusingly named Thicker.
Nope, Remy, you don't get to steal my spot. I'm not done with it yet.
It's a great big couch. There's a lot of room for Remy's.
Mhm.
You have to take.
Because it's warm already, yeah.
I too record my rush.
William Vesper. There were many shades on that man's face. There were exactly 2 shades on his face, white and black. Well, and there's a ghost right there. Oop. Shadows were feeding on her face. The Wolf of Black Lake, August 10th, 1935. After a period of relative calm, the residents of Boston suburbs are still living in the fear of what they now call the Wolf of Black Lake, as a reference to the poor district where a number of prostitutes have once again disappeared these past 2 weeks. As the police are no longer commenting on the case, they are now accused of playing the game of the abductor, as the number of missing women is rising, 21 at the latest count. The abductions happened at night, and the culprit seems to only target dark-haired women, pushing the most cautious residents to dye their hair. No corpse was found yet, nor any demand made public. It's always the poor who take the rap, as if it wasn't hard enough already, a mother confesses. Nobody gives a damn. Even journalists don't come here anymore. March 2nd, 1932. I don't hunt anymore. I go to the smoke every night just because of her, Selena. She came all the way from Norway to settle in California with her parents. She was singing there. As her career took off, she had a relationship with a prominent producer under strong media coverage, and she ended up in Black Lake. The owner didn't know more. For everyone here, what matters is her voice. And I don't recognize myself anymore. My piano training sessions always ended up as fantasized rehearsals alongside her. When I look at Luna, I see Selena's hair shine under the light of the smoke spotlights. I know nothing of her, yet she became everything to me. Her sadness is mine. Her loneliness is mine. Her jazz is mine. But how can I tell her these things that I take for granted? I realize how little I know about women. Margaret is easily angered and wreaks havoc in some rooms. I had to hide the house keys to prevent her from taking them to one of her dark places. She used that opportunity to set up her nests near some of these keys, so I had to give them away to her. Her aura is getting stronger by the day, so I have to think and find a way. No, that's not a lamp. Oh, but there is a light bulb hanging in the middle of the room. There it is. Can I reach it?
Can you like reach up and do a cookie or?
It's not giving me a any kind of cue to do so.
I mean, that's what that corridor switch activates.
The corridor switch is on.
Oh, never mind.
Well, let's see. Spending only 40 hours a week at work shouldn't make it impossible for you, the man with so many duties, to fulfill them all. With our e-model voice recorder, you can save time and double your productivity. Dictaphonia works hard to help you be more modern and efficient by taking advantage of the latest technologies. Don't waste your time. Enjoy it with Dictaphonia. My brain added a letter, and I saw it turn someone's blood to rice.
What's going on there exactly? See the 4 elements there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what's going on in the inner triangle, but at the center is a freaking op.
Come on, Remy. Meow. Three woman sisters, maybe. Strangely enough, one of them was smiling. Oh.
Something bad happened to that chair.
Did I already... In these troubled times, one would dream about the glorious past of our city, about the founding fathers who built it and strengthened its walls. They would be the Boston Brahmins, the bigwigs, businessmen, lawyers, and soldiers whose sense of morality helped draw the lines of the city and gave it a soul. And what a soul! Without them, Boston would be one of those many little towns of the East Coast. Thanks to them, in less than a century, it became the major economic, financial, and cultural center we all know. And while we can see those who will build the century to come, The newly graduated from Harvard, symbol of the city's pursuit of excellence, let us keep in mind the spirit of the pioneers, whose clear speech inherited from New England still sings in T.S. Eliot's poems and in the voice of Katharine Hepburn. 8 years ago, Malcolm Nichols resigned from office. He was the last of the Brahmins, the last Republican to hold the mayor's office. But it is still here, this noble blood which built roads, schools, churches, courthouses, and hospitals. An economic crisis, no matter how dire it is, will never wash away their dignity. Oh yeah, that's just the chair. No. Snake.
There's a big old garter snake wandering around the room.
Dang it.
Margaret's stupid troll door.
There was something about a map of the ground floor.
Yes, I think you either located or acquired one.
Yeah.
We've received no data regarding Henry's thoughts. We know what Margaret thought of Henry. Now, it's unclear who exactly Henry is.
Henry was
William's cousin, friend, brother?
William's father, I believe. Right, yes. Okay, what am I missing? Right, she's suing me. Oh, the lamp got knocked over. It's totally broken. Well, shoot. I don't have any keys. Starting to run out of matches.
This map of the ground floor would probably be helpful.
Are you going to show it to me?
Yeah, game. You wanna? Can we see the map? Game.
Game? The coffin let out the noxious smell of death and rot. Mother's burial was yesterday. While everybody was crying, I was cursing her as I watched the coffin slowly lowered under the ground. It was like a dark celebration. She's back where she belongs, and Earth itself doesn't care. It is not afraid of her. It has no ears to hear her scream, no skin to endure her beatings. But during the night in my room, as soon as I blew out the candle, I felt a breath come close to my ear. Then I heard her voice. "I will save you." I screamed. Sarah came to see what was happening. I asked her to sleep close to me. I dreamt of Mother the whole night. She was walking silently in the house with her blind eyes. She was waiting behind the door of my room like a wolf. Dr. Rosenthal says that can happen with mourning people, that they make things up. For me, it is out of fear. I don't make anything up. Margaret is still there.
Thanks. Speaking of which, who's
Nope.
in there?
Damn it.
Not sure why you get to walking that way.
I didn't see. T-pose! Assert dominance on that.
Yeah, you see it?
On that. Now I see it.
You right there? I thought you'd seen it in the first place.
No. Stairs. The vase was empty except for that partly liquid thing at the bottom. What?
Ew.
Bah! I'd seen that painting before. Was it a copy or another anomaly? A single switch and I would be safe. At least I hoped so. I took the initiative to block certain doors after some dangerous encounters with Mother. It seems to be working, even if her body defies the laws of physics. I noticed that during the darkest nights she was able to walk in the garden, so I blocked the shutters and windows. At times, though, the wind manages to open them. This is preposterous. This house is turning into the tomb of a pharaoh. A tiny sparkle, and I would keep living. But for how long? Oh, come on. Portraits of men. I was pretty sure I had met a few of them. Dear Dr. Malloy, I went to the clinic to visit James. He is so weak. According to the doctor, this is the result of the belladonna enemas. Anyway, when he saw me, he started crying. It broke my heart. I will ask them to stop the withdrawal treatment as soon as I won't be able to pay for it anyway. Or as I soon won't be able to pay for it anyway. But I do swear not a single drop of alcohol will make it home. He could find a job. It's all because he had nothing better to do. I'm going to Black Lake to meet his uncle and ask him to hire him as a waiter. We have no choice. We have to give it a try. I know what you'll tell me, but I can't see him like he was today anymore. Thank you for everything. One day I will pay you what we still owe you. Jesse Graywood. Margaret Venter Cross, mother of William, the cornerstone of the family.
Where are you?
Not just yet. There's still that apparition, but... let's see. Okay, maybe that's all I can do right now.
She had climbed the stairs like a diva heading back to her dressing room. Me, I was barely able to stand up. And I was trying to follow a star in the midst of black holes. I never felt so relaxed.
Wait, did the concept of black holes exist back then?
That's a maybe.
An obsessional memory. William and Henry Vesper, father and son. The couple had fallen off the wall, a symbol of their fate. The crucifix looked more like a warning than a sign of faith. Margaret was lying on the floor as if she had fallen from her rank. At any moment I could encounter whoever had unearthed the coffins. It looks like there's something on...
Aside from the bird?
Aside from the bird, yeah. Margaret, the day I touched your cold hand for the first time, I knew we would never love each other. I'm surprised you could actually give birth to a creature as kind as William. Actually, I like to believe life chose the best for him in spite of everything, in spite of you. I don't have much longer to live. I'm dead already for you. So be it, but I need to write about the future, about William, and about Vesper Co. I have passed my instructions to my old friend and assistant, Jack Winterstone. My father has always wanted that that the head of the company would be a Vesper. William, my only heir, is but a child. You will have to replace me at the board, and I trust you will handle it like a true Vesper. I don't trust you, but William still needs his mother. I have asked Jack to make sure he'll never lack anything. He will visit you every week and will have all authority to take my son from you if he notices you do not fulfill your obligations properly. Let me remind you that without my wealth, your family is nothing but a once glorious name swallowed by debts. I can only hope my death will free you from some of that anger, and that it will make you a better woman. Goodbye, Henry Vesper.
Talk about a loveless marriage.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
those chairs.
It might be a different kind of chair. For the last 20 years, Vesper manufactures and distributes to the East Coast a full line of clothes renowned for their hardiness yet elegant simplicity. The company managed to get through the crisis rather well, a rare, if not exceptional, situation, considering most textile factories around Boston went bankrupt during those dark times. In 10 years, the company managed to adapt to the social situation and enjoyed a constant rise in sales. The company experienced only one major crisis from 1913 to 1919 after the death of Henry Vesper, heir to the founder of the company, Oscar Vesper. Following an aggressive change of strategy, the brand tried attracting higher-profile customers, but returned to its original policy in 1934 when Henry's son William took over. The company offers low-priced products, quite appreciated in these difficult times, and it keeps going forward with a clear conscience. These kids, was the house dwelling on memories? William as a child, unaware of the darkness expecting him. A new Vesper on earth. William, my son, I want to be your pride. Tonight, I again woke up with a start. It felt like there was a weight on my chest. The shadows seemed to condense more and more because of the hatred. Her hatred. That wrench... Wrench?
That wrench!
Will never leave me in peace.
It's like Battle Axe, but wrench.
I tried to turn on the light, but the fuses tripped once again. As I was reaching for the matchbox I keep under my pillow, I felt... Dear God, I felt the tip of her nails on my arm. I screamed and fell out of bed. Then I remembered the matches I keep in the pocket of my pajamas, as the darkness that were lurking below the bed started crawling along my legs. I scratched the match, and it felt as if the room started to inflate, returning to its original size. I couldn't sleep anymore. I went to town. Once again, I had to do something, but these moments of peace are getting shorter and shorter. This hand-drawn portrait of a young man was unexpectedly delicate. Another portrait of a young man, soft and realistic. The old man probably did a lot, but he paid the price. May 16th, 1928. Mother's birthday was yesterday. She harassed me all night. Her insect-like voice and insults drove me crazy. Then as I was sleeping, the beating, the scratching. Where were you, Luna? You have been gone for nights. I jumped out of bed, took the car. In town, I saw that lonely girl stumbling on the sidewalk. Her hair was black, a color I abhor. I opened the car door. She was drunk and chilled to the bone and got in. The knife was beneath my seat, so I didn't have the strength to do it. So I brought her back here. As I write this, she is tied in Mother's favorite seat. Fear has made her dirty it already. I don't know where to start. After putting on my mask and a suitable outfit, I started cutting her forearms and thighs. Blood flowed. I felt nauseous and walked out to puke. It wasn't enough. Luna didn't react. Meanwhile, Mother and the choir of shadows kept mocking at my defeat. Wicked child. Shame to your blood. Bullshit. I will show you.
Okay, now we know William's a serial killer, alright?
Mm-hmm.
Bottom Cake says, I choose to believe he married a literal wrench. It was like a pipe wrench.
Some untouched food. Someone ate here recently. Nope. Oh, nothing came out of there, so... May 19th, 1928. I was studying an Amerindian ritual sacrifice when the fuses tripped. I was grabbed and thrown to the ground by shadows, dragged to the storeroom. I managed to toggle a switch. Electricity saved me. Enraged, I grabbed the knife and the mask. I returned to the girl. I sat on her to prevent her from moving and stabbed her by following my instinct, straight in her belly, that sacred matrix. Her white skin was like a moon, reddening more and more with each new scar. Then I saw higher art in the making, the work turning from white, the alchemical albedo, to rubido, the red work that concludes the magnum opus. It all made sense. Life, death, the transmutation of matter, and the active tincture of the philosopher's elixir was leaking over me. Intoxicated, I poured her blood to the last drop and bathed in that body as I witnessed life flowing away from it. When I turned back, Luna's silvery eye had returned and was watching us from behind the window. The shadows were silent. I think I am free. Blood spoke. I found a way to quiet the night.
Okay.
William, my son, that you would see me leaving as I am now is breaking my heart. I admire your courage, and I don't know how to thank you for seeing me as your father all the way to the end, and not as a sick man or a madman. I am tired, my fingers are shaking, and yet there are so many things I'd still like to tell you. Death is a terrible thing, William. It makes us weak, cowardly. It takes everything from us. But seeing you growing up was a constant joy for me. Thanks to you, I'm more than a man. I'm a father. I hope I have taught you enough. Do not trust your mother. Listen to her, be obedient, but never trust her. The day you turn 20, you will become the head of the Vesper factory. Although young, you will be able to rely on precious and wise advisors. Always listen to Jack Winterstone. You already know him, and you will learn to appreciate how valuable a friend he can be. You will be free then, free from her. I need to sleep. If you ever are in doubt, play the piano. I will hear you. Oop. I had the feeling the walls were looking at me, judging me.
Well, ghost.
Yep. Oh, another ghost. And I got stuck. Thanks, camera. Okay, how much of that do I have to go back through?
Well, I think those last few journals you picked up, you probably know they were.
Feeling her so close was overwhelming. For a moment, I was a teenage boy again, witnessing a woman's magic for the first time. She was beautiful and classy, like an angel who had fallen to earth. I tried reaching out to her, but to no avail. I had to find a way to get her to see me. I had to find a way to enter her world
March 19th, 1932. Yesterday, Luna had abandoned me. The sky was bottomless. I tried to fix the house wiring, but I ran away. Only the smoke remained. I went to town, only to learn that Selena would not sing that night. Damn the bad luck. So I drank. When I was drunk, I sat by the piano as I would at home. I improvised a jazzy lament, and when I raised the head again, she was there, holding a glass in her hand. Something burst inside of me. She started to sing, encouraging me to keep playing. Then she said, "I already met pianists with golden fingers, but yours are made of flesh. There is a lot of humanity in your touch. You are talented." We drank the whole night and spoke of the past. She ended up crying. I didn't know what to do. Her face was attracting the light like the crescent moon. Now she wants me to play for her on stage. With her. I am so happy and crazy, sick from too much drinking. This mirror had seen its share of weird things. This scrawny body was like a rotting wound over the landscape. Oh. A celebration of women or an obsession? These drawings were nonetheless beautiful. History of fashion and ready-to-wear industry. Not interesting. California by Salida Sandvig. California, your salty flowers have curled my hair. There I found the key of the world that made a woman out of a girl, dancing. I looked straight into your flaming heart of pearl. Dad, Mom, it's all true. Watch me leave through the fiery gate of the stage where I find my fate, and my songs turn the crowd mad. Miss, they shout ardently, you are beautiful, how earnestly. You scare me, I say, lying. Give me more of this champagne, the sparkling wine that makes me sing like a nightingale, at least free to fly. San Francisco, my skin whitens under your flashes. Let me sing your echo. Los Angeles, lead me to heaven among your angels. Pour in my glass diamonds and honey. Give me the crowd almighty like a drink of silver for my foreign lips still bitter. Nothing is too much. Nothing is like that touch. I know this is not heaven. Give me the angels. Give me the crowd. Give me the crowd. The stain left no doubt on its murderous origin. How about the hat?
Floor hat.
The man's hat. I was hoping not to meet him. Floor book. Jim loves jazz. Really, he is so sweet. I am his princess from the cold, he says. We are in May of 1936, and he thinks the West Coast isn't swinging enough. Jazz expands from New Orleans to New York, where clubs are crazy. They dance, they sing, the party never ends, and that's why everything takes a new turn this very year. Jim tells me he loves me. I am 24 and he is 15 years older, but I don't care. He's the first man I ever really knew. He wants to move his office to New York and to live there with me. New York, can you imagine? But the band refuses to go. Gatz has a kid, Marcus is about to get married, Bill doesn't like New York. This is the end of Selena and the Frozen Sons. I don't care, Jim says. The audience wants you, and they will have you. My parents disagree. If I leave, I am not their child anymore. But I already belong to my fans. An empty head, devoid of memories. I felt close to that doll.
Saving chair.
I will always remember 1936 as the year I discovered the jazz clubs in Harlem. The Savoy Ballroom, the Radium Club, the Log Cabin, the Cotton Club, the Theatrical Grill, with Ellington, Henderson, Calloway, Armstrong. But even though I date a colored man, I'm not one of them. In America, white people still hang African Americans. Roosevelt and the New Deal won't change a thing, William, because your country still tries to cure an imaginary disease by mutilating itself. One night, Jim encourages me to get on the stage. I am drunk and sad, so I sing a stev, a folk song from home, the same song I sang for you last time. But I improvise around the theme in a very jazzy way. After I stop, there is silence. I am about to collapse. I feel dizzy, and suddenly the crowd bursts into applause, and they go on cheering me as if they will never stop. It's because of that song that I am nicknamed the Little Northern Star by Armstrong. Dear old Louie, so far away today. So many women on these walls. Among them I could see Selena. The Vesper family was strongly bound to the textile world. I tried to find a link between all these faces, to no avail. Brand new science books had just arrived from Germany. Okay, so this is the... picking one of those back up. And this...
It's an interesting mechanic that sometimes the matches fail.
Yeah, they seem to... I don't know if it's just my imagination, but they seem to fail only when I try and strike them in the dark. Like if I'm standing in the light, it hasn't failed yet. It's just when he's already a bit unnerved by the darkness.
He's too spooked, so he gets the match chips.
Too spooky. Ew.
Oh, gross.
Someone wrote a final letter, and then came the dust. Henry firmly dug his fingers in my wrists. I couldn't move, and I saw God with a sword bearing a steel star. Fear left me, and I started walking away, dragging Henry out of the bed. He fell to the ground, and his head hit a vase. As he was moaning and trying to keep blood from flowing from his open head, I talked to the shadow in him. You think you can scare me? I don't fear you anymore. If you think you have a place in this family, I'll disappoint you. Henry, you can have him, but you'll never have William. Henry started crying, his eyes rolling as he was calling for his mother. God, how disgusting a madman looks. Dr. Rosenthal diagnosed aggravated syphilis, contracted God knows where. I wasn't surprised. He told me to prepare myself for the worst, that he would have other attacks. It doesn't matter. I care only about the future, about William. He can still be saved, and with him the dignity of this house. This is my mission. I will give it all. How silly. I need to go record my life real quick. I'll be right
Creatures
back.
from unknown origins.
Okay. I haven't entered his room since the first attack. Today, I went to visit Henry after my prayer. I expected to find him broken down, wrapped in the stench of death. On the opposite, he looked peaceful, and the room was clean. The servants were taking care of him like a child. When I asked him how he felt, he laughed. "You are a dark son, Margaret. You being here doesn't bode well." I offered him to pray with me, to share what he had on his heart. He answered, "You can't share anything with a locked chest." "God is open for you," I told him. "I'm only his vessel." He started reciting the Bible. "Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep." Then he added, "This is what the world is to me now." "It also says that the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." I tried. He laughed. "You who are filled with his Spirit every day, look at you and tell me it's not poisoned." I left him. His soul is dead. His body will soon follow. Collection of tiny children's cars protected behind the glass.
Right now to correct that a little bit. It said tiny children cars.
Oh. A child drawing with the word Dad. That body was Henry Vespers.
Is that for some reason still in the bed? Being disgusting, camera flies.
Yep. This is June, but I can't tell which day it is. I'm not only losing my mind, I'm losing my memory as well. My father left me two things. One of the biggest companies in Boston, and this disease that corrupts my blood, weakens me and keeps me away from my family. When I come out of those manic episodes, I am feeling empty, exhausted, and convinced that it is only a short break before the next one. What really breaks my heart is that William sees me in this state, despite all my efforts to spare him the worst of it. His affection for me hasn't changed, and I love him even more for that. As for Margaret, she finds me disgusting and makes no efforts to hide it from others. She's not a wife, she's not a mother. She's a wolf, only waiting to tear you to pieces the moment you fall to your knees. I'll fight to the end just to show her. Bravery is not the result of a strict education, nor the legacy of a long-lost glorious past. Bravery is facing hardships while remaining true to yourself. And I'm not lacking in that matter. I hope William figured it as well. Henry Vesper.
Oh, that's one of those.
Yep. Some employees of Vesper Textiles. Honor their trust, William. A landmark of Boston, Vesper had managed to navigate the waters of a collapsing economy without harm, and people thought they were made to stand the test of time. Yet today, as the American industry is recovering under the New Deal set by Mr. Roosevelt, one can hardly overlook the signs of a plummeting Vesper. Job cuts, failed deliveries, board members' resignations, unjustified foreign investments. The company seems to be falling on itself, and many long-term employees are starting to worry. As of today, William Vesper, heir and current CEO, still refuses to comment on the situation. Let us hope this is only a temporary slump. All the candles in here had burnt out long ago. Not so comforting for a dead body in such a state. Now, if he died like 15 years ago, why are there still flies?
Ghost flies.
Must be. These traces were the putrid remains of darkness. The heck does that mean?
I do not know.
Okay, this one again. Locked door. How about this?
Not so locked door.
Hair box. Towels and tools from the time when the house was wealthy. Open doors were a rare commodity lately. The toilets were out of commission, but the owner didn't seem to mind. Ugh. Dear Margaret, I cannot come every day to treat your husband's seizures. As I told you, they are unavoidable at this stage of the disease, and they will get worse. I fully understand your worries, considering the responsibilities of your husband in the Vesper business, which is why I urge you to get ready for the worst. Henry refuses to be sent to the hospital. Enjoying his family and his home is part of his last will. Let me clear all doubts once and for all. Syphilis is not a hereditary condition passed on through genes, but from a mother to child through the placental barrier. In other words, it doesn't cross generations. Syphilis killed your father, but you are healthy and sound. Your son is healthy and sound as well. This idea of inherited congenital dementia is an obsession, an intellectual construct, nothing more. You are obviously exhausted. You should take some rest. Dr. Rosenthal. A map of the second floor, one problem settled. Why won't you show me the
Map!
Okay, well there's it. Why didn't the map of the first floor ever appear?
Was it there but unrecognized? Show yourself, map. Map.
Yep, there it is.
It's got some text, too.
Lost and overtaken as I was, the floor plan showed up right on time.
Did it?
I would say not.
Smells like woods.
Woods.
I'm not sure I'd really use that at all. I don't trust anything about this house. There's the automatic door.
Mm-hmm.
complete insanity.
Yeah, that letter.
I don't think William's been driven insane by any congenital thing so much as the apparent literal ghost of his crazy mother. Is that the room with Selena in it, or is this a room you haven't gone into yet?
I think that's a room I haven't gone into yet.
Very Dutch. Oh boy. Match? Oh. One of these.
This room was different. It was a dead space. A breach opened in the night. A world trying to mimic another. Memories, maybe. Suppressed memories. Sadness. Letting myself fall into a trap was starting to be a bad habit.
Illegality?
I've been William this whole time, haven't I? Oh, come on.
Yes, your character has obsessed about the moon a little bit.
Yeah. Oops. No.
Piano.
Follow me.
There's a key on there, isn't there?
It doesn't appear to be.
That's not a key?
Nope. It's just a chain.
Oh. Oops.
Where are you?
What's that?
Oops.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, back in here.
I'm trying. It won't let me.
Oh, wait.
There. When the moon appears at night, the shadows stop shouting, so I watch it as much as I can. I feel warmth in my body. I talk to it so it would stay. When I stop watching, it's still here in front of my eyes for a while, as if it could stay in my mind. I believe that's the reason I love night more than day, even though the night is very dangerous because of the shadows, and because of Mother. If the moon could kill her, I might be saved, and the moon would take her place. I am only 12, and I don't want to die like that in the dark. Freaking camera. What do you mean without light? There's light right there. According to the marks on the floor, the bed was moved often.
Where the heck did all your matches go?
I don't know.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. That room is well lit. Matches, yes. Only 3. Oh, there's 6.
September 15th, 1911. It happened tonight around 1 a.m. The house was quiet. Sarah had taken William to bed after dinner, and Henry had left the living room around 10 p.m., saying he was tired. I thought we were past trying to forge excuses. I was painting in my room when I heard the yell. My heart stopped. I thought it was a delusion, but the yell resonated once again, a yell of ancient fear reaching out from the abyss. A door that I thought locked for good just slammed open in my mind, and behind it was a frightened child who thought her father was coming back from the dead to take her. I quickly pulled myself together. I went out in the hall. The yells were coming from Henry's room. William was awake, and about to enter his father's room. I sent him back to his bed, despite his tears. I knew too well what was waiting inside. Hairbrush. Okay. Was Selena living here, or was it just a madman's delusions? Cyanide, not your everyday perfume. I found Henry arching on his bed, naked, grasping the sheets as if they were chains. When Sarah entered, she screamed, "He is possessed!" I told her to wake up the servants and go look for Dr. Rosenthal. She was too happy to leave. I came close to Henry. In the darkness, his eyes looked like 2 balls of mercury, the eyes of his son. He had scars all over his chest, inflicted by his own nails. He grasped the sleeve of my gown and hissed, "There you are, whore!" He dragged me towards him, towards the obscene swell of his crotch. The past and the present were one, drawing a sinister, bloody line to the future. He was lost, a wrecked man like my father. I was doomed. God had turned his back on me. Was I really the man in the mirror? I looked like a dead man. Oh, nope. Sometimes it felt as if the house didn't want to lose its grandeur. Chair was blocking the door. No need to ask why. Cleaning products, covered with dust for the most part.
What was her story? Her beauty? Her light? They didn't match the sadness in her eyes. We were bound. She was trying to guide me, to draw me to her, like a dream which has to be dreamt just to be. She had helped me stay alive until now. This was more than enough to want her presence.
Secret door? Nothing here surprised me anymore. What? What? Why?
Where's it go? Come on, no. What?
Oh, okay. I see. The camera did not make it clear what was going on there. Probably was Margaret's room. The beast's womb. April 2nd, 1906. William grows well. He has the pale skin and the weak health of his father. I watch carefully over him. He is very quick for a 2-year-old boy. I stimulate him with all sorts of tests and experiences to elevate his soul. Turner's paintings put him in a very strong state of excitement. Bach delights him. He likes things bitter, strangely, and he looks intensely at a picture of Jesus. I try reading inside him. I try to make sure this was all worth it. Will he be strong enough to be one of the pillars of this world? God give me the faith to fight all these doubts. This morning I saw in his eyes a glimpse of light which reminded me of my father. His eyes, like 2 pits of darkness, are too deep. I don't like it. They scrutinize your soul, looking for a breach. I seized his arm to make him stop, and then I saw Henry watching me from the doorstep. He keeps me under watch every time I am with the kid. Oops.
Gamepad
Well.
disconnected.
That's it for that battery pack, I suppose.
Also a fair time to seek a save point. It's 11:31.
Oh, so it is.
Such a religious wrench.
Margaret was a bad memory, even for that house. August 7th, 1899. I was introduced today to the Vesper son, the one who would become my husband and seal the alliance between our families. Their success in the textile industry was spectacular, but I felt no vigor in that man, Henry. His blood seems rather poor. He is not tall, and had his tailor not been so efficient, he would have no elegance. But our fortune is past, and we need these people to regain our influence. People only respect money now. Through this alliance, the Vesper will enjoy our contacts within the greatest and oldest families in Boston. Their business, mired by competition and politics, will flourish even more. In many ways, I can't avoid feeling superior to that man and his loyal dog eyes. His voice barely covered the whisper of the sea. The wedding will be celebrated in a couple of months. I'm not really excited, but if my flesh can be the torch of our resurrection, I gladly consent to this sacrifice. Margaret's paintings reveal a true artistic talent. The storm was coming. More darkness for us. This snakehead reminded me of the original sin. Each second was like a victory, but not necessarily for me. That old kind of lamp had no switch. I see a ghost.
Yep.
The lamp wire was going under the bed. More of these. Henry died today. His last word was for William, whom he called in a whisper. He asked Sarah to play a jazz record before he passed away. Nothing would surprise me anymore. After a number of meetings with the managing board, I will officially assume duties at the Vesper manufacture. I already noticed a number of issues in the management of the company, all linked to Henry's romantic nature. I think I can clear most of them and improve the benefits. We will change the strategy and prepare for the future. Vesper should not be the brand of the poor anymore. Is that a second one there? Yes, today was my birthday. I've been in this world for 17 years. It has been 1 year and a half since we buried the man who gave me life. This thing which had been living with us was filth dressed in flesh. Everything is better now. I spent the day looking at our family archives, enjoying the greatness of my ancestors, leaders, often sacrificed for the greater good. At that time, the blood of men was still untainted. Nowadays, it has gone sour like milk left under the sun. That is what killed Father. And so we never forget it. I have to paint the beauty of ancient times. I have to portray them as an example for generations to come. I still have hope for our family. Sooner or later, I will bear another Winter Cross. The classes of Mrs. DeLange are teaching me a lot. She says I'm one of the finest painters in Boston. Showing her the blue veins under the skin of my arm, I reminded her that the Winter Cross excellence was carried by the women's blood first and foremost.
You mean the syphilis? Or do you mean the mitochondria? The powerhouse of this. We're getting close to that ghost.
Yep.
Oh.
The Fritochondria, the haunted house of the cell.
We got a call. Eat an apparition.
Apparition?
Okay.
Young Margaret, a sweet face pinned over a storm.
With a knife. Oh, look, a body or two in the bed.
body was unrecognizable, its sight unbearable. An offering of books had been made to that body. Electric light kills the shadows. These dark doubles of Margaret figured it out, and now they regularly sabotage any electrical apparatus so that the wirings trip in the middle of the night. With this cruel game, they are trying to wear me out, and it is working. I almost no longer sleep. Wait, you needed both your hands free to do what?
Something with a thing on the wall. I think you can expose this musical notes if only one.
Nope, it needs to.
Huh. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, it's a door.
Locked.
A key behind that picture. But I did something else.
Drew back the curtains, which means I can use this light to illuminate this room over here. That's probably what I needed to illuminate. Okay.
Another screaming rug.
There. Whoop.
Yeah, Margaret.
Covering the modern evolutions of fashion. And nothing else.
I think you're in some danger.
Yep. I'm in danger.
There's the danger.
The room was like a slow poison. It was time to leave. Of course it wasn't. September 17th, 1923. I ordered some rare recordings of Jelly Roll Morton, the original Dixieland jazz band, Louis Armstrong and his Hot Five, Bessie Smith, Fats Walker, the Fletcher Henderson Orchestra, Duke Ellington, names that have been sticking in my head since I listened to these jazz records with my father as I was sitting on his lap. I would love to tell him how much of an influence he has had on my life, not only because that music made me more human, but also because he has given me the chance to play it. I have fulfilled my desire to be surrounded with musical artifacts. My chapel will be devoted to jazz, to light.
You like jazz?
You like jazz? Poster for Selena's show in Los Angeles 3 years ago.
It sounded like you said that's Walker. That's Walker.
I think the thing said Walker.
Like spiders?
I record a few records between January and September 1936. Morning Shadows and Snowborn, the one I gave you, and Harlem Moon live at the Cotton Club. The press is enthusiastic. I compose easily. I meet lots of people, reporters, fashionable persons. It is a dream for me, but Jim's label remains weak. Competition is tough, and the mobsters hate him for refusing to bow down. Especially Melanie St. Clair, nicknamed Lady, the lady who is controlling the district. Jim was raised by a violent father, as testified by the scars on his back and arms. He hates power enforced by violence. That infuriates him so much that he doesn't realize who he is confronting anymore. The only person he sees in such cases is his father, the man he still faces in his dreams. But this is not a dream, and is not fighting a single man. And that's when I tell him something that will change everything. I'm pregnant. How is baby formed? Selena was successful, it seems, and she toured in California. This book, called Alignment of the Planets, had been read recently. Selena in the fourth album. Selena in the fourth album? Brain? Come on. March 24th, 1926. My fingers hurt. I intensified my training, exhausted Liszt, Chopin, Brahms, Rachmaninoff. The third concerto has become a routine after Mother tortured me with that piece of music for years. Now I play it with automatic ease. Every key I press is like a knife I stick in her belly. When the technique bores me, I just improvise, and every time jazz comes back at me. I play for an imaginary lover, a woman who came from the sky. My fingers are running over the keyboard like fireflies, moving from day to night. I know Luna is listening to me because she can hear everything. I noticed that she reacts to certain variations in my playing. Her radiance changes depending on the rhythm of my fingers. It is like a dance.
You feel like you're starting to obsess about the moon weirdly.
Dear Selena, I want to thank you again for the music box. I displayed it prominently in the living room. I imprinted its sweet little melody inside my head so I can hear it in my dreams. I can then see you in my dreams, and for someone who doesn't sleep much, your night visits are a blessing. You are the talisman that protects me from these nightmares. You said that the Serenade for a Moon Girl I wrote for you saved you. I can't believe you were about to take your own life. If my art, the same art I thought pointless, has that effect on you, then I will keep writing for you, to keep you alive and make your life better. I placed the sheet music in the safety of the music box. That way, our voices can still sing together every time the night is falling.
Ooh, planet's still aligned. Thanks, Aristotle.
William Vesper, the prodigal son carrying the family burden.
Aristotle sure was wrong a lot. Good fundamentals, terrible conclusions.
Hey, there we go. Save point.
Ah, nice comfy sleeping chair.
Yup. So,
Just in the foreground, too.
thanks y'all for watching. I'll be back sometime next week. Definitely Thursday evening for Thursday Thanatopsis. We'll be switching to something else since Sanitarium just refuses to run on this computer anymore. It'll be something spooky, though, so come back for that. Next Saturday, more White Knight, and if I'm around for any weekday afternoons, I'll be continuing Shadowrun Dragonfall. So yeah, thanks again, and I hope to see you next time. I really like that.
Good night.
Good night.